Yilmaz and İlkan had started their day as calmly as usual. They were seated at their usual spot in the cafe, engaging in their routine conversation. However, the notebook in front of Yilmaz had interrupted this casual chat. Yilmaz was carefully examining the notebook, occasionally flipping through its pages and nodding with deep thought. This unusual behavior hadn't gone unnoticed by İlkan. Yilmaz's quiet focus on the notebook seemed strange to him. Looking at Yilmaz, İlkan asked, "What are you doing, Yilmaz? Why so serious?" Without taking his eyes off the notebook, Yilmaz replied, "This isn't just an ordinary notebook. It holds very valuable information, incredible insights about life, predictions about the future. You wouldn't understand. The things written here are like treasure." Hearing these exaggerated statements, İlkan smiled slightly and replied, "Oh, come on, man. It's just a notebook. A few notes written on paper. There's no need to make a big deal out of it." Yilmaz was offended by İlkan's relaxed and mocking attitude. To Yilmaz, the things written in the notebook contained deep ideas that the average person couldn't easily comprehend. It was important to him, and İlkan's failure to take it seriously was frustrating. Yilmaz said, "You don't get it. This could shape the future." The guy poured all his wisdom into this, and he reached for the notebook again. But when he reached out, the notebook wasn't on the table. He froze for a moment, his eyes widening in panic as he looked at İlkan. "Dude, where's the notebook? Where is it?" he yelled, trying to stay calm in the face of Yilmaz's overreaction. İlkan said, "Chill, man. It's probably around here somewhere. We'll find it. Why are you freaking out?" But Yilmaz was serious. The notebook was gone, and this was a catastrophe for him. He immediately grabbed his phone and started calling his friends. He had to find out where the notebook was. He made call after call, trying to figure out who had taken the notebook last and where it might have been left. After a while, following several phone calls, he learned that the notebook had been left behind at a cafe. Without wasting any time, he decided to head to the cafe with İlkan. When they arrived at the cafe, Yilmaz quickly called one of the waiters over and asked about the notebook. "A notebook was left here. One of you must have seen it. We need to find that notebook," he said. However, the waiters claimed they hadn't seen any notebook. This response only made Yilmaz more anxious. Accusingly, he raised his voice. "How could you not have seen it? It was left here. Someone must have taken it." İlkan watched Yilmaz's escalating reactions with growing bewilderment. He thought Yilmaz was making too big of a deal out of the situation, so he calmly approached him and said, "Yilmaz, what are you doing? It's just a notebook. It's not that important." But Yilmaz turned to him and said, "You don't understand. You don't know what's written in that notebook. That's why you're so chill about it. We have to find that notebook," giving İlkan a sharp look. Just then, Yilmaz's phone rang. It was one of his friends, who explained that the notebook had accidentally ended up with another friend. The notebook was now at their house. As soon as Yilmaz heard this, he decided to head to that person's house with İlkan. They quickly set off, and before long, they were at their friend's door. When they arrived, their friend greeted them with the notebook in hand, laughing. Flipping through the pages, their friend mockingly read aloud some of the notes. "Dude, is this it? Don't sit on the right side of the minibus, the heater will bother you. You guys wrote some funny stuff," they said, laughing hysterically. Yilmaz, furious, immediately tried to take the notebook back. "Give me that notebook right now. What's written in there might seem superficial, but it actually contains some really profound stuff," he said. But their friend was still laughing. İlkan was now thoroughly confused by the whole scene. Yilmaz's obsession with the notebook no longer made any sense to him. At that moment, İlkan took the notebook and quickly flipped through its pages. He couldn't find anything nearly as profound as Yilmaz had described. It was just random daily notes, scattered thoughts, and occasionally silly suggestions. "I mean, Yilmaz, I don't see any deep meanings here. It's just nonsense. Don't sit on the right side of the minibus. What is that, man?" he said. But Yilmaz was still convinced the notebook held great value. "You don't get it. Not everything is as surface level as it seems to you. These notes are deep. The guy could have written the secrets of life in here," he continued, defending the notebook earnestly. İlkan shook his head, smiling at Yilmaz's stubbornness. The absurdity of the situation was becoming more and more apparent. They took the notebook back from their friends and left to return home. But when they got back home, Yilmaz noticed once again that the notebook was nowhere to be found. The notebook was missing again. This time, Yilmaz panicked even more. "Dude, the notebook is gone again. Where is it?" he shouted as he began searching around. By now, İlkan was just laughing at the situation. "Dude, we've been talking about this notebook the whole time and we lost it again. It was useless anyway, forget about it," he said, laughing out loud. As Yilmaz stood there, baffled by İlkan's carefree attitude, the episode ended with this absurd twist.